Crafters, this is Raquel from Paints and Glitter, and I'm here for Paper Rose Studio. I'm coming along with a darling little project created with the Flower Shop Basics paper collection. I've used both the 6x6 and the 12x12. On my channel, I have done a preview video of this. In fact, I shared it in a live video as well. So if you want to see how I created some of the little inserts that are in this book, you can watch it there. But this is some of the paper so that you get a peek here at what they look like. They're really darling. You do get a total of 2 of each of 12 designs for the 12x12 and some cut aparts. They're so gorgeous. Then for the 6x6 collection, you get 18 double-sided papers, 3 each of 12 designs. So you get a little bit more with the smaller papers. However, the graphics and the colors are absolutely darling, and because I've cut into it, I'm not going to open these, but again, you can take a peek either on their website or on my channel if you want to see what those papers look like. But here's the front cover, and I'm also going to show you the stamps and dies that I've used to create this. So this is a 5x7 mini journal, and you could call it a mini album if you'd like to, but here's one of the cut aparts from that 12x12 paper collection. I have added some different little accents there to make it all shiny, and that was from a medium that I have on my own. However, you can purchase the embossed die cuts that also coordinate with this collection if you would like to, and that way you don't have to do that. But here I've also cut apart one of the butterflies from the background of one of the 12x12 papers and alter that a little bit. Then here are some little stems that I painted, and those were made using the Dainty Foliage metal die. It looks like this. So I did cut it out of watercolor card. I painted and altered those. And then down here you may be seeing this little image here. These are actually some tickets, and they're all layered together there. But I did create those with this die set here. And there are 5 different little tickets in there. There are little hearts and stars as well, but this is called Tickets Metal Die. So there's an image of what that collection looks like. And I've also gone ahead and used for that little cut apart and the pieces layered behind it, the Vintage Labels 1 Nesting Metal Die. So that looks like this. The spine here just has a sticker that says documented, and I do have some little laces and trim there. There's the back of the book. On page 1, it opens like this, and I have used some wax and also some other supplements here and there with little stickers and such. So here is a tag created with that vintage label die set, and as you can see there, I've also used a butterfly stamp. That is this one here called Fiona Butterfly. So it's so cute, and I did use it with different colors there, different mediums, and I also used it with just water against that watercolor paper. So just to give it a little bit of a different effect. Here's a little pocket, and you can tell the papers are just gorgeous. There's the watercolor theme going throughout, and also the flowers, but even the backgrounds are beautiful. This is a beautiful damask green pattern. Then the next page features that little butterfly again with some different techniques. If you want to see them, they are on my live video. Here are more of those little stems, and those just have ink on them. There's little stickers and gems. And then here, using those labels, I created a little card that's an insert. It can be used for photos or journaling or both, with a little bit of trim. There's some mixed media there in the background, so depending on the papers, of course, that you could cut down, you can use different types of mediums. And then the tickets there are all also cut with the die that I mentioned. And this here is an image from the 6x6 paper collection. It says Bloom, and I just cut it out of the background. I love doing that just to create my own little ephemera. There's a little side pocket that will fit right in here. That page opens up. I've created another little corner pocket here, and using the tag die set that I keep going back to, I just really enjoy making tags. So this is the Stitch Tags metal die, and I keep using it over and over because it's just so easy to use, and you can place a photo behind here or you can do some journaling. But here's another one of those little 6x6 cut aparts And this one says you have to keep going to keep growing. And then the little florals there are just so pretty. And those there are made by using this collection of dies here. And this is called Etch Stem Builder 1. So you can layer these if you'd like to. I've cut them out of watercolor card and added some shimmer. It's maybe a little bit difficult to see the shine on that, but I did also color them to match the papers in the background and added some dimensional dots there so that it would have that bit of texture. And that was a lot of fun to make. And then this page here features the 6x6 version of the papers that are actually on the front and back cover, and that's the jars there. So you get to see that if you add different elements to your page, even if the page is taller than 6x6, you can still use those papers. So this is, by the way, 5x7, so I just added the little trim here and here on the side as well, just for fun. That is on the bottom of all of the 12x12 papers, so there's no need to let those go to waste. Here's another little pocket, and that's just using a piece of card that I had dry embossed and altered. Then that opens like this. And another side pocket has another little tag with more of those little blooms and a cut apart sentiment from the 12x12 collection. So the very cover of that collection, if you flip it back, it has a full page of sentiments in all different colors and also different occasions. So if you need little sentiments and you don't want to have to stamp them out, then that paper is going to have you covered because there are so many there. And I thought that was really pretty, especially with the papers from the collection. You can create, oh, by the way, you can create a little pocket. So that's what I did here. I wanted to show you that. So if you see that, it's just a little pocket created with those tags. Super cute. And then I did add the seam binding just for fun. So that closes back up again. The next page is the center of the book. And I did use those little blooms again here with some other different types of mediums. And I even used acrylic paint in this book, believe it or not. So that was a lot of fun. And here I just added an acrylic little tag and sticker there to adorn this page that will open like that, just to give you plenty of chances there for either journaling or for some photos. And then this page folds up. It has a little sentiment here, but it opens to show that beautiful blue floral paper. I thought that that was so pretty. So it does match from top to the side here. And in here is yet another little tag, this time with that beautiful butterfly motif paper, and then two little tickets here. This one, by the way, is stamped because that collection does have a matching stamp set. It looks like this. So if you want to add little phrases or any type of little detail to these little tickets, you can do that as well. I added a little mulberry flower. And then on the last page, I did add another sticker here at the bottom. This opens up like this, and here I used those frames again. And this time I did use some watercolor card, and I did paint this in a watercolor style using some inks and also some mousse, and added some little gems there, as you can tell, just for fun. Here on the side I created a little flag and then topped that off with yet another ticket that I did use some really gorgeous ink on, more little flowers, and then another little sentiment that's backed up with just a white piece of cardstock there. So super easy to craft with. When you have beautiful papers, it is effortless to just put something together because it's so inspirational. So I really like that. And here, this page is quite interactive there, but still simple. And you can add little pictures behind there. Do some journaling, and that completes this little book. I love this paper here, so I didn't want to cover it up. However, you could easily add a pocket right on top of either one of those covers if you would like to. So this has been a lot of fun. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to use the links that will be in the description bar of this video. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new, and you can find me on social media with @PaintsandGlitter. So I welcome you to follow me as well, and I hope that you can be inspired and be blessed. Thank you so much for watching.